Hey, what is up guys? This is a self-elected Ape of the Year, and today we are going to take a look together at this track that I recorded a long time ago. I just know that I was flying with some people of some other JG26 squadrons of the English ones. I think this might be Mason and Flyby behind me, but I'm not sure. And yeah, we're going to take a look at this flight together, because I feel like it was a very interesting flight. And I feel like I want to do a commentary for Cliffs of Dover once again. So, yeah, some people of you are maybe going to wait for Battle of Stalingrad videos. And I've got a very good one recorded already. I'm going to upload this within the next few days of me and Bismarck flying. And, yeah, but today I'm going to do this Cliffs of Dover commentary here. And yeah, we'll just talk about some stuff that I feel like is worth mentioning. So first of all, the game Cliffs of Dover is going to get a new patch. It's going to be hopefully released within the next few months. I guess that it's going to be somewhere around Christmas, maybe a little bit later. And this patch, the patch Team Fusion 5.0, is going to add in some new theaters of war. So we are going to have either North Africa or the Mediterranean area. And this is a little bit of a rumor still, but on the other hand it's pretty much confirmed. And I think we can be excited and happy to see something new in the game Cliffs of Dover soon. And this is something, of course, that everybody is looking forward to, I think, because if you have played the game for more than a few hundred hours, you are going to get a little bit bored of playing in the same area again and again. And I hope we are going to be able to fly in North Africa soon, or something like Malta or something like this. It's not confirmed what it is, but something is there. And the other very important thing is that we are going to get an auto updater, as they say. So a lot of you guys that maybe feel like it's not a good idea to try to play this game because you feel like you're going to have some technical issues. Soon there's going to be a comfortable way for you to install the game and to get all the patches running by just installing this one auto updater. And I think this is a very important thing for the Team Fusion, to get the game Cliffs of Dover a little bit more to more people that don't feel like going to forums and finding out which patches they want to and need to install. And you know, it's just more realistic to think that many people are going to enjoy the game when there's an auto updater. So I'm very happy that they are going to do that. And yeah, right here we are now arriving at Folkestone. And yeah, the mission basically here was that we wanted to make sure that bombers, they are going to arrive in about 10 minutes, and we want to have the air superiority here and make sure that the area is clear and yeah, everything is free to go for our bombers to attack. And right down there in the Bay of Folkestone you see the first contact. And this is pretty much now vulching here. We are just going to keep them from taking off here at this airfield and keep the area clear. So I'm going to attack this Hurricane now. And yeah, he's basically being boom and zoomed now. There's nothing too spectacular about it. Getting a few hits, and the other guys are going to attack him too. And he's pretty much done for already. So yeah, and this is, as you see, the result if you take off at Hawkinge as a British player. And I cannot stress that enough, how important it is to get some altitude first before you meet the enemy. And yeah, this guy learned it the hard way. So if you are a British fighter, take off a little bit furthermore, furthermore inland, somewhere deeper inside your friendly territory, and gain some altitude first. Yeah, and basically what's going to happen here, we are just going to patrol here, making sure that the area is clear, and wait for the bombers now. and I want to take the time that I have before the interesting part of the whole thing is going to happen here, and talk to you guys about something that I also want to talk about. And this is giving a shout out to a few various number of channels, and I'm going to put the links into the descriptions, into the description below this video. So click show more and take a look at all these channels that I'm going to talk about right now. So the first one is Bismarck. Some of you guys might know him already. He has a pretty big YouTube channel, at least compared to mine. And he gave me a shout out, so I want to return the favor. He's doing very good Battle of Stalingrad videos and good analysis on War Thunder and critical analysis on War Thunder. So if you want to take a look on his channel, would be appreciated. The next channel that I want to talk about is Schmalzfaust's channel, and Schmalzfaust is a pretty nice guy. I know him from a long time ago, and he's got a very interesting and full of cinematics and good videos and high quality videos channel, and also some Cliffs of Dover in there, so take a look at his channel too. Then the other one is of course Kraut. You know Kraut, he's one of my best friends that I'm flying with, and yeah, if you know my channel you probably have seen some videos of him included there too. And yeah, if you have subscribed to me, subscribe to Kraut too, please do. And the last two channels, I don't have very much to do with them, but I nevertheless have the feeling that I'm going to get them a few more people on their channel, because they really deserve it. The first one is Karaya from JG4. He's uploading like a maniac, Cliffs of Dover 24/7. Take a look on his channel. And the last one is Nate, N and an 8, Nate Play Games. In the description, lots of very cinematic, very, very good stuff. So, and now we are back here at the fight. And you see that the bombers arrived. And they're being attacked right now. So one and a second Spitfire attacked them. And this is of course not the best effort or the best way to protect the bombers. We are coming a little bit late, but yeah, well, now we are going to take care of them. And yeah, as a Spitfire pilot, you got to expect that whenever you are attacking the bombers and you stay behind them and you zoom up above them and dive down on them again, that 109s are going to see this and going to arrive, and you see 3 109s here joining the fight. And now we have the first little real action scenario where we are going to try and defend the bombers. Here I'm trying to get an overview over the situation, who's the Spitfire, who's being the attacker. And this is of course something that's a little bit more interesting, or a little bit more difficult. A game where you don't have any indications, but I like it a lot to have it like that. And there I got my first Spitfire that I'm sure about. And also a very good way to just differentiate between friend and foe is the color of the tracers and the way that the tracers look in general. The Spitfire really spits a whole carpet of bullets, especially if the guy who has Spitfire has an ammunition loadout that's with a lot of tracers equipped. And here I'm performing a bit of a role. I know he has to turn with me, and I know exactly that there are some guys behind him taking care of him soon. So I'm dragging him a little bit up, and there's coming the friend, taking a look for the other Spitfire. And I think I saw him here. And he's got a lot of speed. He's trying to do an evasive turn, but I think I get a couple of hits. I'm not sure if he was smoking beforehand or if he's just smoking because of me now. But yeah, now he's diving down into lower altitudes, and we have pretty much taken care of this guy. And now we got the air superiority here, and I'm going to take a look a little bit more further inlands try to see what happened to the bombers, if they're still up or if they are under attack. And this is where it slowly but surely starts to get a little bit more interesting now, because right here I think the first guys with whom I started are returning back home to base because they got some damage. And yeah, we are getting more and more in a situation where the 109s don't really have the upper hand. So I'm getting a little bit more alone in the future. And like I said, it's going to get a little bit more interesting. So we're going to speed it up just a little bit here again, because of course I want to keep the size of the whole file a little bit down. And right here I see some contact. So there is a bomber, and we got another Spitfire below him here. And yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit more cautious right here. I know that I'm pretty much alone, getting a little bit too deep into enemy territory, and there is another guy, so at least 2 contacts. Taking a look at this one, making sure, yeah, he's an enemy. Doing my Immermann. And I thought I was being a hunter here on this guy, and right there I see that somebody is on me now. And by the way that he maneuvered, I immediately saw that this guy has a ton of energy, has more energy than me. I dived down at approaching the maximum speed limits, and I know that at this maximum speed, at a very, very steep dive, I can get away from the Spitfire at maximum speed. And right there you see that's not only a Spitfire, there's a Hurricane with him too, so I got 2 guys on my tail. And now it really depends that I do not do any mistakes in maneuvering. I do not want to climb up too early, and I also do not want to maneuver to the left or to the right and give them an angle. It's really important now that I keep my nose straight ahead, that I take a look on a slip wall there, make sure that I'm flying coordinated and energy efficient, so I do not give the direction that I'm moving to the side of my plane, so I do not increase the air friction. And you need to do that for quite a while. Sometimes feels a little bit longer than you might think, especially if the Spitfire had an energy advantage. And ironically, these 2 guys did exactly the wrong thing when following me in this dive, because now I can climb up again and gain more or less the upper hand again, because I'm better at diving down and I'm better at climbing up again. So these people, these 2 guys did exactly the wrong thing, and I'm going to talk about the basically to put it a little bit simpler, 3 ways that you can maneuver in a Spitfire to get the 109. And right here I'm now in a pretty bad situation on the first look, but on the other hand I am the highest one and the other guys are now below me. The bad thing is, of course, I am alone and in very deep enemy territory, and I really have to keep my eyes open, because most of the time you can bet your ass that the other guy that you're fighting up against, he's going to be on TeamSpeak, and he's going to talk to his friends and call for help, or tell them where to go and which altitude the fight is happening. And you can expect that when you are fighting on a server of Cliffs of Dover, most people flying here are flying pretty good and are in interaction with other players. So I know exactly that maybe 5 minutes from now I'm expecting some visitors. And but now first I'm up against those 2 guys down there, and I will try to annoy them as good as possible. And here I'm going in for the first attack, I think. Yeah. So yeah, this guy, he saw me coming, and he performed a turn, combined it with a split S, so he's pulling down towards the ground and gaining a lot of speed in this maneuver. He also makes me having to push my nose down when I want to fire, and this is a very, very bad thing. Pulling into the enemy and into his turn is also the best way, but if I have to push my nose down, it's very uncomfortable and very unlikely that I'm going to hit him. So this maneuver, this dodging that he did, was very good. And this is the first basic option that you have in a Spitfire. You want to be aggressive on the 109, so you try to stay on him, you stay in a hot pursuit, and you want to keep your nose on him, but on the two-dimensional level. So do not necessarily all the time try to climb with him or to dive with him, but more or less just stay behind him on a two-dimensional level and then dodge his attacks whenever they happen. And if you are coming towards your enemy, more or less, the more you can get this angle and down below him, then you are on the safe side. And you saw the other guy nearly got some hits on me there. I dodged at the last second and changed my my maneuver, so I dodged this fire. I think he would have gotten me there otherwise. So now I got these two guys, and it's for me on the other hand now important to think a little bit and from time to time switch my targets. So always trying to see who's the guy that expects me to attack him. He's prepared to dodge my attack, and then changing target, going for the other guy. So always deciding who I'm going to attack, and not make it clear for them that the one guy knows exactly, okay, he has to dodge attack after attack, and the other guy tries to get to the role of the helper. So do never really let them know. Always leave them guessing. And yeah, I'm basically just being very patient and not doing any mistakes, because as soon as I do a little bit of a mistake, and for example I have to dive down a couple of times because I'm just fucking up, bleeding my energy too much, and these guys are on same energy level as me, close to my tail, I have to dive down again and again, and somewhere I will arrive on the deck, for example. This would be a very, very bad mistake. The other mistake would be to climb with them for too long. And these are basically the two strategies that I want to talk to you guys about that you can do in a Spitfire. I said that I'm going to do a Spitfire tutorial, and I'm going to do some Spitfire videos. I'm flying the Spitfire too, but right here I see an opportunity to get in some knowledge for the Spitfire pilots too, and I will do that. Let's first see what I'm going to do here. Yeah. This is, for example, he's trying to set me up. He's trying to make me bleed my energy, and I had a very good feeling there. I knew exactly that the other guy was going to be forming up behind me. And would I have just followed his turn for a split second longer, I would have bled enough energy for this guy to be now at a very, very bad position for me. And this is of course teamwork. One guy tries to get the 109 turning, and then as soon as the 109 has lost his energy buffer, doesn't really have a feeling for the energy buffer that he needs, and he's pretty much fucked. But this didn't happen to me. I have a very good feeling for my energy buffer, and this guy can't get me, but on the other hand I can try to get him, and I'm changing my deciding against it. I'm going for the other guy, giving me a much better angle. And for example, these situations, they look like head-ons, but from my point of view, from my perspective, it's not really a head-on, because I know exactly from this angle that he cannot get me. You know, I'm on the inside of his turn, and while it looks like a head-on, kind of, I'm not really in danger to be hit myself, most of the time at least, when I do this. And yeah, the Spitfires now have basically 3 options. The first option is trying to stay behind me, get some pressure on me, and keep the whole fight on the two-dimensional level from their point of view, but not really follow my vertical stuff. And then trying to lure me into bad positions by yeah, making me go with them, losing my patience, and then the other guy can take care of me, for example. The other thing that they can do is to get the fight higher and higher into higher and higher altitudes. And the ironical thing is that while I'm getting more and more good at maximum, at higher altitudes, at the same time, sometime we will going to be arrive the ceiling. So more or less, there's no going higher from here on out. And also there are some Spitfire variants that are performing very good in very, very high altitudes. And when we are reaching the ceiling, I cannot really perform these vertical climbing maneuvers anymore. So this is out of the box of options that I got when we are at maximum altitudes. And many 109 pilots do not really understand that, and they keep on fighting on the vertical level. They try to climb away from the Spitfire even if they are at 8,000 meters. And if you are that high, you cannot really climb away anymore because there's nothing to climb up to anymore. And right here is what's happening, what I said before. So actually, excuse me. There are now a few helpers arriving. So he got some reinforcements, and this is something that I was expecting. I was waiting for that to happen. Trying to go for the highest guy here, and yeah. So this is the one thing, getting the fight higher and higher and higher to leave me short of the opportunity or the option to get him into a climbing situation and try to climb away from him. And the higher you get, the slower you are going to get when you perform these extremely vertical maneuvers, like an Immelmann, for example. And then the 109 can't really do that anymore, and it's more transitioning into yo-yo movements, where you just try to add in a little bit of vertical stuff into your turning stuff, and both planes can do that in high altitudes. And from there on out, you are getting into real head-on situations with the 109. The other thing that you can do, and it's probably the cleverest thing to do, is to do the aggressive style that I talked to you before. Stay behind him, but on the two-dimensional level. And if you succeed in getting some pressure on him, you will have him in a situation, it's there, where you are going to be getting him into a pressure situation where he has to dive down. And when he has to dive down, you do not follow the dive, but you stay in the same altitude. And you do not try to pursue him by diving down with him, but you are pursuing him on the two-dimensional level once again, but not diving with him. The 109, who has dived down before, will think that you have dived down with him, and after a time he thinks he has gained some distance and he starts to climb again. When you haven't initially followed the dive, but you stayed on the altitude, as soon as he climbs up again, you are catching up to him again. And there is a good chance that you are going to be able to get some hits on him, even if he does it like that. And the other option is that he's a little bit more of a clever pilot, and he sees that you are not really follow the dive, but you stay in the altitude. Then he's going to run away a whole lot more before he's going to start climbing again, because he knows exactly that he cannot really climb up again, because as soon as he climbs up again, you are catching up again. And in this way you get him in more or less in some kind of a tricky situation, because he will be forced to run away from you if he doesn't want to die, as soon as you just stay up in the altitude. And then you can wait for him, for example, to do the mistake and climb up again when you are waiting up there for him. So now my amounts of fuel and ammunition is getting pretty low. We got two enemies there, and right here I'm doing it. I'm diving down now and gaining some distance. And if these guys would see where I'm going and they just stay up there and follow me on a two-dimensional level, when am I going to be able to climb up again? The big thing I'm waiting for here is for these guys to try and follow my dive, and they're doing it. And as soon as they do that, I know I have made a better energy exchange than they have, and I can from now on use my better climbing abilities and change the more amount of energy that I got in the dive into a better climbing maneuver. And of course the sustained climbing that I'm doing right here at 300 kilometers per hour, or something around 300 kilometers per hour at this angle, is the perfect way to climb away from any Spitfire. And you can just build up more energy in this situation. And yeah, this is something that you also need to have a feeling for in the 109, how to climb properly, how to just build up more energy faster than the Spitfire can, no matter what the situation is, starting situation. And yeah, here I'm deciding to take a few more attacks on this last Hurricane. And yeah, basically this is going to be the end of this video then. I'm going to just give him a little last visit. After that, will make my way home because my amounts of fuel and ammunitions are pretty low. This guy right here is the point in time where he should perform some kind of evasive turn. Doesn't do it. And I get with the last cannon shells, I get his wing. So this guy is going to be probably pretty surprised right now. And he's going to think, where the hell did his wing go? Because this is something, for example, that happens to me in the Hurricane a lot when I fly it. You just lose sight of the enemy. You are not watching your speed properly. And you do not even hear the impact, and you look out of the window and your plane is completely shredded and your wing is gone or something like this. It can be very annoying. And yeah, flying the Hurricane is extremely difficult. So, as you see right there, the cannon is nearly empty. And in just a short moment, the fuel lamp that shows me that I have only 10 minutes of fuel left is going to be shining. And yeah, I'm going to return home now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Take a look at all the channels that I was talking about, and I will see you guys in the next video.